Happy Tuesday, everyone. Another week, another addition to my toy collection. This is one that I was really looking forward to. After getting the Mezco Predator and really liking it, I wanted a companion piece for that Mezco Predator. You know, a lot of thoughts are racing through my mind. At first, when I saw the Mezco Predator, I'm like, well, what's the point if they're not going to make a Dutch? And then when I saw the Mezco Alien, I was like, what's the point if they're not going to make a Ripley? So the only two figures that would make sense standing next to one another would be a Predator and an Alien. You know, they fought one another, and they look good next to one another. And you should agree. Now, then you might be asking, well, why would I get the Mezco Alien if I could just get a NECA Alien? And my reasoning is NECA Aliens don't stand up. There should be a ratchet for this knee. And they have articulation here, which if you're an super articulation fan, you'll appreciate. But this figure won't stand up. Yes, I'm aware you can balance it on its tail, but I shouldn't need some type of weird crutch to stand a figure up. So I wanted a figure that could stand up on its own, and he can. And I was curious. I was curious about the rubber soft good suit. And why? Back to my original point of why I think it's a strange release. Did I say that? Yeah, it's a strange release. My first Mezco figure is this gorgeous Popeye, which I still think is one of their best releases. He came out, I did Frankenstein first in the 112. Whoa. And then I think they did Popeye. And maybe Space Ghost. My point is, I've thought Mezco meant a Hot Toys style figure with cloth goods that was scaled to the figure, unlike Amigo or even NECA's 8-inch cloth retro line. Like a mini Hot Toy in 6-inch form. And Popeye has never been done like this in more of a realistic manner. I'm like, wow, that's wild. And I know you can't keep digging up old cartoon characters. You can't do Mighty Mouse, even though I would buy it. So they went on to do like Marvel characters. And then they did Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. And they kind of went all over the place. And now they're back to a horror figure that doesn't have cloth goods. So that's why it's kind of strange to me. There's no cloth on this figure. Even that Conan, even that Predator, the Predator has the net that's cloth and the loincloth that's cloth, much like Conan. Nothing on this figure is cloth. So what are they doing here? Why not just make a plastic figure? They had to do their own spin on it, and that's what's cool about it. What's not cool is, unfortunately, this rubber gimmick, which is awesome because it's a heavy figure. This is metal underneath, though. After you watch my video, go to this channel called Strange Form. I will have it in the description. This guy's, his reviews are more horror-based, but he dissected this figure because he got one for free from BBTS because the hip came. This hip is on like I want to say like a ratchet. Picture like a ratchet, like the tool. And this is all metal. So it came disconnected and this leg just kicked up and kicked out. And he was like, well, why the hell is it like that? And he dissects it. Strange Form, very unique style. Of all the reviewers out there who try to do something different, he is ahead of the game. I'm actually envious of the channel. It's so good. Strange Form, I'll have that in the below. And he rips this thing apart. You're on borrowed time with a rubber figure. And if you don't believe me, and you think I'm trying to be hyperbolic, I have this gorgeous little was it TB12 on called a Viking body. Somewhere in here, I don't even want to mess with her. Okay, that picks up on camera. See that tear? The metal is in there. You can feel the metal in here as well. I don't even do anything with this figure. I set it and forget it with my toys. I don't go crazy with poses and put them in all wacky poses and take these crazy pictures. I kind of just have them standing there static. As much as I like figures more than statues, I like to get them in the pose I like. So she was kind of fighting off a skeleton, a Mythic Legion skeleton. If you go to my Instagram, that picture somewhere. And I started messing with her, and then the metal was like not protruding, but I saw this tear. That's what will happen to any silicone rubber figure within time. You know, borrowed time with this figure, and it even says try not to handle it and don't excessively pose it. I'm like, okay. I'm cool with that because I'm probably going to leave it in this pose for a long time. But in the Mezco group, I saw people putting this guy in like Indian style and having him doing handstands and just bragging about how poseable he is. And I'm like, I just wouldn't do it. You're playing with fire with a $100 figure. If you have $100 to burn, sure. So I would recommend this if you absolutely have to have a companion piece to that Predator like me. He has cool accessories. This isn't like a review. That's not like, I don't break down every little detail. I do like the eggs, and I do like the he came in a little chest burster, which is cool, but nothing you haven't seen from NECA. What I do like what Mezco is doing is finally the pegs. They're putting a real peg that fits the foot. Everyone loves these stands, but they love it for the arm, not for the peg. But it feels cool. If you have to have an alien figure in your collection and don't need all the other figures like Ripley and the Power Loader, I'd say go for it, but be careful. It's a unique piece. It's cool. There's a few things that people don't like that if you watch a real in-depth review of watch Dean, what's his name? Dean something. He goes over everything that this suit does that the movie doesn't have and does have. Forget his name. I'll look it up, put it in the description as well. I got some other figures this week I'm going to take a look at. That's the Mezco Alien. I still think it's a strange release, but he's cool. Take care. Have fun.